Hey, so you had a girlfriend, I I ask people what are the reasons to learn Russian, and there seems to be two reasons. One, a girl, or two, the literature. So for you, it was a girl.
That's true, yeah. Without her, I would not be speaking Russian. Would have never been that interested in the language.
For sure. So you went to Russia, and I'm sure you got to speak a little bit of Russian, but it must have been when you got back home, you started to take it really seriously, right?
Well, a little bit, kind of like a couple months before, like we booked the tickets to go to Russia, and then she told me, look, my parents, they don't speak English. Like very few people in Russia, they speak English well. So I thought, all right, I need to put in more practice to put my Russian at least at the basic level, so that when I get there, I can communicate with at least her parents and her friends. Um, and that was pretty difficult. I mean, especially if you've only been learning the language for a couple months seriously, like every day. And I was at the level where I could basically, there was a table with food and everything. I could point at everything like хлеб, помидор, um, передай мне соль, like, like bread, tomato, pass me the salt, please. Yeah, so when I got back, I was more motivated to learn it even more. It's true.
That's awesome. And for many people, I think we think Russians are kind of a mystery. They're like mysterious for us. We don't know what they do or how they're like. But I'm sure that as your Russian improved, also your experiences with them also improved. Was this the
Mhm.
case?
Uh, yeah, already from the beginning, my experience in Russia were pretty good because if you genuinely show interest in the language, like you're generally trying to learn the language and show interest in the culture, then I think it's very difficult for any person anywhere on the earth to kind of not appreciate that. And because there are so few people trying to learn Russian, compared to like more popular languages such as Spanish, French, or Chinese or Japanese. So once there's a foreigner who tries to speak Russian with Russian people, they're always very happy. Like they're very open, very happy when you do that. Have you
That's
had the same experience?
absolutely, that's been my experience as well. So I am a teacher, and I actually have a lot of um, students from Russia. And I remember one student of mine, maybe he was a bit nervous or it seemed like he was a little serious, but I told him, oh, I'm studying Russian now. And he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, well, say something to me. And I'm like, Привет, меня зовут Марк, я из Америки, штат Ohio. And he's like, oh, whoa. And like immediately after that, he just like opened up and became like this super fun and nice and easygoing person. It was such an awesome experience, but it shows you the power of language.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. If you just really show interest and try to learn the language, then people open up very quickly, I've noticed. And especially for Russian, like you said, if you just say the complete basic phrases, it's already enough in most cases.
Uh-huh.
To, to,
Well, for the most part, I think what you said is correct, that if you're showing interest in the language and the culture, people will be comprehensive with you. But maybe in some cases, not in the States or in England, because some of them just assume that you're going to speak English or that your English should already be good. So, but
that's true. I think for English-speaking countries, this is not completely the case because there are so many people trying to learn English, and if you just like you're one out of a million other people, but if you do it for a language that is not too common, then suddenly it does work like that.
of course, I mean, even people have the idea that maybe Spanish would be like that. But if you are a foreigner in Mexico, people are going to really want to talk to you because I mean, sure, Spanish is a widely spoken language, but maybe it's just like normal people don't have the normal interactions of just speaking with foreigners. So that becomes interesting as well. But so how would you say your approach to Russian was? Because lots of people really have distinctive approaches, and you were someone, well, you are someone that has achieved a nice level, but how did you start studying? What did your process look like? How did you study from day to day? What did your approach look like, Ari?